When Brenton Foale rang to tell me he had news for us, I was intrigued and I invited him on my program. And here he is. Good morning, Brenton.
Good morning, Dita.
You have news.
I do.
Tell me.
Well, I'm forming a new theatre company in Fremantle. It's a theatre company with a difference. We don't just do stage shows. We run workshops each week, and those workshops won't just be in traditional theatre either. There'll be street performing, there'll be improvisation, there'll be filmmaking, dance, singing, movement, everything with guest speakers and so forth.
For that you need a lot of people.
We do need a lot of people, so that's why we're trying to promote it at the moment. We've got a launch at the end of this month, which we're hoping to have a lot of people attend. We'll be appointing our first executive committee then as well.
I see, so it really is at the beginning.
It is very new, yes.
Now, what gave you the idea?
I used to run a very similar group back in Melbourne. I moved here from Melbourne in December. And for years I ran a very similar group in Melbourne. From 1987 through to 1992 I ran one. And it was very, very successful. We did a lot of really good stuff. That was in Glen Waverley. Yeah. That was southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. Yeah. And I've been involved in the entertainment industry for the last 37 years.
What did you do?
Well, I started off as a filmmaker at the age of 10, actually. I went to the South...
Did you say 10?
I did. I was 10 years old. I went to the South Australian Association of Screening Education's weekend retreat for actors and filmmakers because I wanted to be an actor. And they asked me at the retreat, they said, have you got any acting experience? I said, no, I thought I'd be able to gain experience. And they said, okay, so what we'll do is we'll teach you how to make short films instead. And I was like, well, I'm only 10. Yeah. But they taught me how to make a short film. And it was, so I made my first one, which was, it was called Help Is On Its Way. We had a few actors in there that have gone on to be bigger people now. I can't remember the names now, but that was my first taste in... So
you directed them?
I directed them at the age of 10. Yeah, they taught me everything in filmmaking. They taught me all about the lighting. They taught me all about framing. They taught me editing. They taught me how to film it. They taught me how to direct it, and that's what I did. So, 10 years old, and I made my first short film. It was 5 minutes, celluloid, Super 8, silent, black and white, but it was fun. So I went on to, after that, I went to the organisers. I said, look, when's the next one? I really want to do this again. And they said, well, the next one's in 6 months' time, but that's for 18 and over. And I said, well, why is it 18 and over? They said, because it's horror themes. Help Is On Its Way was drama. This was, they were doing a horror one. They said, we don't want kids to have nightmares. I said, I've been watching horror films since I was 3 years old. Let me have a go. And they said, well, you did a good job of this, so you're welcome to. So I went and did a thriller called The Runner at the age of 11 at that stage, and so I was the youngest one there. And I did another. I think that was about 10 minutes. That one. It was about a serial killer who'd run through the parks, find his victims, kill them, and dump their bodies in the creek. So, but after that, that was in Adelaide. And then I moved to Melbourne when I was 17, and I made a lot of short films in that time. And I went to the Waverley Youth Drama Group, and I took over that after my first year there. I took that over. I took it over, and I ran it for about 5 years. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
absolutely. And did you act as well?
I did do acting as well. I've been acting since way back when as well. So, in 1987, I think, was my first professional acting work. I did. I was a journalist in the 4 Minute Mile, which was an ABC and BBC co-production. And then I did Neighbours. I did
everybody's
done Neighbours.
Yeah.
And then I
That's like in England, Coronation Street. Everybody got stuck in Coronation Street.
Yeah. And I recently was in a film called The Legend of Ben Hall, which was by Two Tone Pictures, which was Matthew Holmes' production. He's now getting ready to direct a remake of Bluefin.
Bluefin.
Yeah.
So you're more into film than theatre?
I'm into film and theatre. It's a mixture of both, and that's why this group is group of with a difference, because we're not going to just work on theatre. We're also going to work on film. It's going to be a mixture of everything, and street performing as well, because I was also a street performer, and there's a lot of money that young people can earn by being a street performer, and this
you can do it here in Fremantle.
That's right, and this will teach them skills that they need.
Mm-hmm. So you would teach as well?
I would be teaching as well,
but you can't do it all yourself.
I know. I need an executive committee, which we're appointing at the launch party at the end of the month. But we do need a lot of members to join. We've had a good interest so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got about 11 people already interested in coming along.
Young or old?
A mixture. There's young. We're actually going to do it in 2 separate groups each workshop. One for 13 to 18-year-olds, and then one for 19 and over. So
to 80, 90, 100.
100, yeah.
Oh, we have got an actor who's about 102.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Have you looked around? We have got some theatre companies.
I've had a look around.
The Harbour and theatre.
Well, that's why Fremantle is so good, because Fremantle to me is the creative hub of Western Australia.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful here. Yeah, it's like Melbourne's St Kilda.
Yeah. So you quite like it here?
I love it here.
Why did you come?
I came here for work. I actually transferred my job here, and but I needed a sea change. Yeah. I lived in Melbourne for 29 years, and it was nice there, but it wasn't my home.
I lived 10 years in Geelong, and always in the evening I drove down to see the first nights, and then I wrote in the Geelong News the articles about it. But I always thought it was just that centre, which was theatre, which was interesting in Melbourne, but nothing else.
Well, that's right. I mean, Melbourne is very theatre and film driven. And when
the ballet has got its centre there.
It's got great ballet, yeah. Melbourne Theatre Company is there, and but the when I announced that I was moving here, a lot of my actor friends here in Perth got very excited, because they know they know what I've done in Melbourne. They know that because I ran I still run it. On Facebook, it's Melbourne Actors Meetup Group, but I also run one here in Western Australia called the Western Australian Actors Meetup Group.
I see.
And they're all very excited, because we're going to be having our first networking event very soon as well.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Now, the main thing is to get hold of you.
Yeah, so...
so how do we do that?
Well, I don't mind giving my contact number. So if people want to contact me, it's 0457
04
yeah 0457
7
447
447
333
333.
Yeah.
Okay. And the name is Brenton Foale. Foale.
That's right. So that's the easiest way for people to contact me.
Yeah, and they say, I want to act, or I want to learn to act.
That's right. If they, before the end of November, if they express their interest before the end of November, they actually get 10% discount on their first year's membership fees, because they'll be a founding member, and they'll get membership fees. We're going to keep them pretty low, so that's another thing that differentiates us, because we're going to keep the membership fees, the annual membership fees, a lot lower than most theatre companies.
How much?
Well, we're looking at, I can't quote exactly because the committee have to meet and discuss it, but it'll be $100 a year or less. But and I know that acting lessons, and theoretically this is the same thing as just a normal acting lessons. Yeah. And acting lessons are normally about $35 to $50 per lesson. Yeah. This is a lot cheaper. We've also got, of course, hall hire fees, but once we've got all of that in place, but that's going to be very, very cheap.
What?
Workshop fees.
Workshop.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's going to be very, very cheap.
Okay. And what would workshop do?
Well, the workshops are going to learn. One day we'll concentrate on theatre skills. Another day we'll do improvisations. We're going to do street performing, filmmaking, all of that sort of thing. Everything to do with theatre and performing arts. That's why it's not strictly a theatre company. It's actually the Performing Artists, Fremantle Performing Artists. But the idea is that they will gain skills, and especially young people will gain public speaking skills, and they'll gain the ability to build confidence by doing performances. We're going to do a minimum of 2 stage shows every year. 2? Yeah, a minimum of 2. So the first one we're going to do is The Breakfast Club, which was a John Hughes film. So that's going to be is a very popular film from the 80s. It is a great comedy drama. Yeah. Had the Rat Pack. It had Judd Nelson and Emilio Estevez, Kirstie Alley and Ali Sheedy in it. And of course it's going to I believe this will be the first time it's ever been performed on stage here in Australia. Yeah. And then we've got we'll do another one after that, but that one we'll announce later. Yeah.
And where would you do it?
Well, we're organising venues over the Christmas holidays, because the group itself will start the first term of school next year. Yeah. And by then we'll have everything in place, but we need the executive committee, which will be appointed the end of this month, to help decide which venues we're going to use.
Have you got some?
We've got people who are interested. But they need to be elected on the at the end of the month.
But have you also ideas where you would?
We've got a lot of ideas. The Mandy Hawkhead from the local council has given me a lot of information. She's been very helpful with us.
From Fremantle Council.
Fremantle Council, yes. She's been very helpful with giving me a list of potential
possibilities.
Venues. Yeah. And there's also arts grants that we're going to be aiming for in February.
You need a special person who
yes.
is writing this. Well, a lot of work in front of you.
Definitely.
Do you have any other work?
At the moment, I'm directing my first feature film next year. That'll be filmed in Melbourne, and I'm also writing my screenplay for my second feature film, which will be filmed here in WA. The first one is a dramatic thriller called Iniquitous, and the second one is called Wildage Spirit of the Eagle. That one is going to be a beautiful film about an Aboriginal boy. Yeah, Aboriginal boy on his first, what we call walkabout. It's the rite of passage. And it's the relationship and the bond he builds with a wedge-tailed eagle that he rescues from a snare trap. And it's just there's a lot of humour and so forth in the film, and it's going to be aimed at families. It's going to be a beautiful movie.
Okay, we will talk.
We'll talk about that another time. Yeah.
But meanwhile, you have to eat.
I know.
How do you do it? Have you got an income?
I've only got a job? I don't have a regular job at the moment. I've only got the income I get from the government at the moment.
And probably some theatre work, film work.
Yeah. Yeah, occasionally film work, theatre work. Yeah.
Okay, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Right, now we all know now that we have to get hold of Brenton Foale, and his telephone number is 045 7447 333. And you join him, and then it all gets going.
Yeah.
And when it is all settled in the new year, you come and tell me.
I will.
Brenton, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.